And good evening, everyone. Welcome to You Decide Southern California 2014. I'm Tony McEwing. Well, this is the show where you get to meet the politicians pushing for your support. We will ask the candidates the questions that we think are important to you and the issues that matter to you, and then you decide if the person deserves your vote. Now, to help question those on the hot seat with me tonight is Brian Calle, opinion editor with the Orange County Register, and our guests are West Hollywood Council member Jeff Prang, who is running for Los Angeles County Assessor, and Robert Ming, who is running in Orange County for the 5th District Supervisor seat. But first up on the hot seat is Assemblyman Curt Hagman, who is running to replace Supervisor Gary Ovitt in San Bernardino County's 4th District, and he is up against Congresswoman Gloria Negrete-McLeod. And welcome to You Decide, and welcome to the hot seat.
Thank you very much, Tony.
And Brian, you can kick things off.
Thanks, Tony. So I guess the first question is a simple one. Everyone knows what their mayor does. Some people know what their governor does. But what does a supervisor do in San Bernardino County?
The supervisor kind of takes all the state policies and help the constituents throughout their territory. So in my particular case, not only do you have to think about countywide issues, and San Bernardino County being the largest geographical area in the United States per county, but the cities I represent, will represent is Chino Hills, Ontario, Montclair, and Upland. So we support the cities in those operations, help those with social services, crime, law enforcement, those type of issues throughout for the residents. So it's really more back to the day-to-day operations like when I was on council versus the global policy issues in the Capitol.
So why are you running for this particular office? Leaving the state assembly, right? So you're going from Sacramento, where you have no power as a Republican, and now you're going to a board of five people. But there has to be a reason, because it seems like a step down, right?
Well, it's not a step down for me. It's a position that I think I could do more good in. Like you said, in the Capitol, we fought our battles when we could as Republicans, try to get our issues across. But this is more of a day-to-day operations of government that I think I get a lot of fulfillment out, and bring my ideas from private sector. I'm a business owner, and my experience, both on council and state legislator down to the county level. Hopefully, have a good match for the residents. And San Bernardino County, their motto is Opportunity California, and it can be that way. It was one of the stronger growth areas in our boom, and also one of the ones that crashed the hardest in our bust.
Well, and let's talk a little bit more about that, because I think unemployment in San Bernardino County is hovering somewhere around 9.2%. The state unemployment rate is 7.4%, so yours is significantly higher. What has been the challenge to getting businesses to come to San Bernardino County, and what can you do to get them there?
Absolutely, and I think that's one of the biggest issues in this race coming up is, first of all, one of the challenges is San Bernardino Inland Empire was spurred on by the growth of housing, okay, and that when the housing stopped, a lot of those jobs went away, and you have to replace it with something else. And I think that's where the county can come in and be a leader to say, kind of define with its federal, state, and county resources, what niches should it go after. I think we should bring back manufacturing back in the area. I think Ontario Airport is one of the ones we have to bring across from LAX and have local controls to bring in international flights. We need to focus on international investment into the area, and we can start building up the jobs, especially on that west end of my district, to really help out the rest of the county.
Are there any specific policy reforms that you can see to help spur growth? Because a lot of people, like Joel Kotkin, who's a writer for the Press Enterprise with me, he says the growth area in Southern California, actually all of California, is the Inland Empire. And so what kind of a policy can you do to help make sure that we get the manufacturing, we get the jobs, we get the infrastructure?
A perfect example, I was working on this yesterday. We have Mooney Aircraft that moved into Chino Airport. Mooney Aircraft builds out Texas right now. They have research over in Chino. They want to go to Asia and start really mass producing their aircraft. They're having problems getting a lease from the county, and the county owns the airport. And the county's worried about the cents right now versus the potential of, the sales tax from selling $800,000 aircraft and to having the showroom and the manufacture plant. It's like that business sense of coming in and saying, sometimes you got to be, pound wise and penny foolish, and not worry about, is it 25 cents per square foot or 22 cents per square foot? But the Inland Empire has a lot of land, a lot of opportunity for education partnerships with those manufacturers and those type of things. It needs someone to direct them together and really push them forward.
Here's my question. Do you think the San Bernardino County Board of Supervisors has not been proactive enough up to this point? And if it has, why hasn't it worked?
No, I don't think they have, to be honest. And I don't think they have the resources to put it into it. Right now, we have one full-time person and one part-time person working in county economic development for an entire county. In Riverside, I'm dealing with Riverside as well. I sent a resident over there to talk to their EB5 department. They have 5 people in the EB5 department, which is foreign investment alone in their economic development division. I think you need to have that mindset of not totally focusing on the pie, which is your expenditures of a county, but also look at how you grow that pie naturally through job growth and job creation throughout the county. And I think we need to spend more emphasis on that. As long as the county is more competitive, government's more like a business when you look at it. If we're more competitive than our neighboring counties with taxes and regulations and fees, then we can attract those businesses if the businesses know we are. And right now, San Bernardino County is that way. If my opponent wins, it's very likely those fees and taxes will be raised, or we're going to be the same or higher than like LA County and others. So it's a totally different philosophy of working from growing private sector, and that will help the county budget later on.
All right, Mr. Hagman, this is the point in the segment where you get 30 seconds to make any statement that you want about your candidacy, anything that you think Brian and I may have left out of the Q&A, and make your case for your campaign, sir. The floor is yours.
Well, thank you, Tony, very much. And I appreciate the audience watching and being informed about these elections. This is one of the pivotal elections for the Inland Empire and the state, because right now it's a 2-2 board. 2 people that are pro-growth, 2 people that are more big government. This position will be the deciding factor for that for the next decade of will San Bernardino County grow and be the biggest growth part of Inland Empire or not. The 2 candidates here have been well in government for a long time. Our records are completely different. I hope they study those. I hope I ask for your vote as well and become your next county supervisor in November.
Mr. Hagman, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me here.
Up next on the hot seat is Jeff Prang. He's running for LA County Assessor. You Decide Southern California 2014. We'll be back right after this.